Welcome to my Transformative Abilities. My name is Ashford Tambi, and I hope that you will enjoy this video that I am about to show you. The use of technology to enhance teaching and learning in the classroom is used quite often by many teachers to enhance the teaching and the learning process. The use of these can allow both students and teachers to have a transformative experience during some activities, giving the mind different ways in which to learn. Now, as a teacher, my teaching style is based on my beliefs about what constitutes good teaching, personal preferences, my technical competence, and the norms of the particular discipline. According to Piaget's theory of constructivism, this argues that people produce knowledge from meaning based upon their experiences. What Piaget also spoke about was how this causes an individual to incorporate new experiences into the old experiences. In my classroom, I believe that this causes the students to develop new outlooks, to rethink what they once were misunderstandings, and evaluate what is important, ultimately altering their perceptions. The students in my classroom are able to reframe the world and new experiences into their mental capacity already present. Students come into the classroom most of the times with a preconceived notion of how the world operates. When things do not operate within that context, they must accommodate and reframe their expectations with the outcomes. Within the classroom, there is less telling. There are more questions and discussions brought out. The teacher needs to be a good listener, accepting of alternative schemes, and students are encouraged to understand or learn that not everything can be constructed from scratch, and they often are believed to become critical thinkers. Gratian 1996 defines the teaching style as a particular pattern of needs, beliefs, and behaviors that teachers display in the classroom, and he identified 5 teaching styles. They are expert, which is the transmitter of information; formal authority, which sets the standards; personal model, which teaches by direct example; facilitator, which guides by asking questions and exploring options; and delegator, as developing students' ability to function anonymously. The results of mine are shown on the screen, therefore, with high being for 4, the expert, the formal authority, personal model, and delegator, and as a facilitator, it was shown as being quite low. So, what does this mean? In the expert, which scored high, it means that I have the knowledge and expertise that the students need. However, I tried to strive to maintain status as an expert among students by displaying detailed knowledge and by challenging the students to enhance their competence. And as you can see, there are advantages and disadvantages of this. In the formal authority, which was also high in my experience, it means that I possess the status among students because of knowledge and role as a faculty member. I'm concerned with the standard ways to do things and with providing students with the structure that they need to learn. In the personal model, which was high as well, which believes in teaching by personal examples, by giving my own personal experiences, and again, there would be advantages and disadvantages. The facilitator was a style that was the lowest. And what the facilitator does is that the facilitator emphasizes the personal nature of the teacher-student interactions. The overall goal is to develop in students the capacity for independent action, initiative, and responsibility. And as well, there are advantages and disadvantages. So therefore, this area work is needed. And finally, as a delegator, which was another high one for me, whereby I am concerned with developing the students' capacity to function in an autonomous fashion. Students work independently on projects or as part of an autonomous team, which is what we like to do when we give group work and group examples. Now, in the transformational classroom, we need to understand that transformational learning involves moving from a previous state, evolving to a future state, inclusive of self-examination and reflection, which influence learning. According to Mesmer 1997, the first stage of transformational learning is a disorienting dilemma, which leads an individual to reflect on their points of view, such as their perceived truths, lived reality, beliefs, and preconceptions, which results in transformed behavior and understanding. Some activities that I use in my classroom that enhances the transformative experiences are group assignments. Students are placed in groups or they form their own groups, and they are given topics or given the same topic to produce a written research paper. During this activity, students will engage in discussions via either a wiki or Google Docs, and will encounter the perspectives or views of others and decide if they should change their own beliefs, their preconceived truths, or even lived truths. Others in the group will also undergo the same transformation, and this activity is more inclined towards learners who are social, logical, and verbal. Another one is the online discussion forums, which is more widely used for students whose learning style is more linguistically inclined. This forum gives the student the ability to produce their interpretation of a piece, a journal writing, a journal entry, a reflective piece. Then there's also video presentations, whereby students are asked to create a video presentation whereby they are given a topic and asked to produce a video based on this topic. So as an educator, I enjoy using different types of technological tools in my classroom and exposing my students to these same tools as well. These tools can help students collaborate in producing research papers, presentations, and assignments without the hassle of having to physically all be at the same place together. In my classroom and in online learning, they would not be judged. Students can discuss ideas and differences openly without the thought of being ridiculed, and are able to reflect upon their experiences. They are able to give their perspective or predetermined beliefs on topics, and are able to rethink these when discussions on topics or the research with their peers are done. The use of technological tools can definitely be used to enhance transformational teaching and learning. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and you are able to use some of the ideas in your classroom.